They've been pretty good over the last few weeks. Good win over Melbourne, Gold Coast Suns, and they're coming with a bit of confidence.
Set to go. Season 2011 is underway. And Simon Black.
A lot's changed there.
They're the first possession of the year. And here's Buick, straight into the game for his first. Oh, straight on the Brown's chest. It doesn't get any easier than that.
And probably politically a very good move, Buick, to get into the game. And we hear about his very efficient left foot. It was lace out to Jonathan Brown on the lead.
Centre bounce clearances. Fremantle got Aaron Sandilands in there. They were 15th in the competition of clearing from the centre bounces, and that was as easy as you'd like.
We talked about that win in 1998, or the last time they lost in an opening round. That was Simon Black's first game.
Oh, was it really?
So Brown, Lee Colbert said he was bombing him from 55. He kicks from 51.
It's a stab pass then.
He bombs it, and he gets the Lions off to a good start.
It's very good. Both teams are looking forward to a good start. But the Brisbane Lions have been under enormous amount of pressure through the pre-season, most of it being off the field. But this clearance work, we see Simon Black manages to push away from his opponent, goes back, has plenty of time to size up the situation. There's the first gamer from WA, Rowan Buick. And that is a very nice pass out in front of Jonathan Brown, who started in the goal square. Good start for the Lions. Get their confidence up and about to start with.
Sense of deja vu for the Lions, who started the season beautifully last year, and Brown was the architect.
Well, they were 4-0 in the first month and absolutely flying.
And I'd say that 2 of those 4 were off his back.
Geez, you've been harsh on him.
Rich.
Might have been 4.
No, two were absolutely off his back. Dockers trying to work it out. There's a whistle. So Dockers kick. Pitt. So the youngsters getting involved, the debutants. We've seen Buick have a possession, and now Pitt. Duffield so often the man that they'll switch to. Uses the ball well, and here's the jack in the box in 5.
Exciting player, isn't he? 5 up across half forward, and he's got the motor to get up through the midfield as well.
And measures that pass beautifully. Broughton in board. Duffield provides some run inside 50. Sandilands has gone down forward. He somehow got it back. It spilled off of Crowley. Chance here for Ballantyne in some space. Over to Hill, caught on his wrong side. Needs some help. Gets it from Pitt, who was at 1 in a minute ago, and now he kicks his first goal in AFL footy. What a start for him.
Well, what a sensational start, mainly because he got the free kick on the half-back flank or the back of the square. He's worked his way up the ground. Just wonder whether he's getting enough respect from his opponent at the moment, being a new boy on the block. But that was a centering kick there. One on the Ballantyne, kept the ball alive, and they just kept flicking the ball around, making sure that they could get a shot from out there. That is a great finish from a player you just can see already knows how to play this game and wants to be in the moment.
What a wonderful feeling that would be.
Oh.
You know, he's been on the ground for 3 minutes. He's picked up a couple of kicks. He's got his first goal. He can just sit, just enjoy his footy from now.
Second kick in league football goal. That's a very prestigious club.
Joins a big club.
Yeah.
I shanked me first shot, so you might be surprised.
Now the Dockers again, this time through Hill. Drives it low, but it's over the top of Crowley. And Bradley's there, and also with him is Staker.
First thing that already stands out with both these sides, fairly offensive philosophy in the game. You can't see players behind the play.
Pushing hard forward.
No, we've been in the season 3 minutes, sure.
Yeah, but you can see it very early in another games we've seen on the weekend.
Touched. Good hands from Main. Very good to Bradley. The smother was by Patfull, who's celebrating his game number 100 tonight.
Yeah, he's been a fantastic pickup since moving over from, I think, was on the list at Port Adelaide.
That's
from memory, and he's made a real fist at his second chance with the Brisbane Lions.
Rich breaks away from the contest, gets onto that dangerous left boot, but it's a 2-on-1 situation here for the Dockers. Grover will be happy to see it over the line in front of Clark.
Good kick. Good kick. If you're going to make a mistake, especially the way sides are going to get numbers behind the ball, get it out to the boundary line. Let's get a stop play and see if he can start up again.
There's Clay Beams about to come on for his first taste of AFL football at a senior level.
Subin, similar to Rich for the Lions, he's got a wonderful left leg. Pace, Ballantyne runs onto the loose ball, gives it over to Hill. He's got time to balance and bang it through.
Some great work from a couple of speedsters, and that was Hill on the end of it there. Some really handy work. He pushed hard and just ran onto basically an open goal. It was great work. Ballantyne got there, great pickup at pace, assessed the situation, drew Ash McGrath towards the boundary line, and nice finish. And it's been a good exchange in the early few minutes. As you said, very offensive football at the moment at Shorey, and I think the Fremantle Dockers will be very happy with 2 quick replies.
Stephen Hill, after a terrific year last year, has his first goal for the season. The Dockers have got 2, the Lions have 1. It's an entertaining start to this Saturday night game. Back in the middle, Pavlich is there and got the clearance. Hill came in off the line. Hard to get free here. Pavlich again. Got to call out the back. Sandilands by hand. Palmer started on the bench. A little fumble there from Fife, but he's away. Into the pocket it goes. Merritt by hand to Handley as a runner in Staker. Over the top to Stiller, just came onto the ground. And just kicked the ball off the ground.
Yeah, not good in the early minutes of any game, but certainly round 1. Execution of your skills in the back half have got to be spot on. Just felt a little rushed.
Fife. Now that's gone back towards Stiller, but solid work by Pavlich has kept it alive here for the Dockers. Van Berlo's trying to do likewise. The Lions are pretty happy to just tie it up and they get their desired result, which is a bounce.
Gee, Stephen Hill already had an impact 4 possessions, so was 5 possessions so far.
Yeah,
I think Jed Adcock's got to tighten up on Hill.
Wonderful knock from Sandilands, but reading it first for the Lions was Stiller. Can't get past the tackle.
Massive players around this stoppage.
28 disposals to 9. Favouring the Dockers. They've got another one here. The tap from Sandilands. And Crowley's kick to the right side is behind. The first indiscretion on the scoreboard for the evening.
Lions very quick to get their zone in place, and that is important over the last few years now that don't have to wait for the goal umpire to wave his flags.
Touched off the boot, the kick from Adcock. And Fife takes the mark, confidently got it out. Ball slipped over to Rockcliffe. It came from O'Brien. And that's not a good handball.
Just a young player just wanting to get involved, get his teammates involved in the game, do the team thing, but just get back from the mark, give yourself enough room to do those sort of things.
It's young Ryan Lester also making his debut. Black will get a free kick.
It's like McPhee's got that job there. They swapped it around a couple of times early in this game.
Would it be a situation where McPhee's trying to get to Black and Brisbane trying to get someone to McPhee?
Yep, no doubt.
Yep. Staker cutting through with some vision. Long ball. Brown, the target. Brown, traditional, classic Brown.
Bread and butter, I would have thought. And that is fantastic. Long ball went in towards Mitch Clark and Jonathan Brown. And as Jonathan Brown does, if he's got space around him where there's not going to be a third up jumper, and hang on, just waiting for a bit of talk from the umpire. No dramas, but just used his body to edge Grover out under the ball and took a very good.
Well, I think that was McFarlane. I think Grover should be the man to go to him. With body strength, he'd have a lot more than McFarlane. If it's going to be McFarlane, you need that third man up at the contest.
So his second attempt. Perfect start for Brown. He's got 2.
Well, Jonathan Brown might be saying that pre-season games are overrated at the moment because he's just come out beautifully. And see the Reigns long bomb. And this is a good use of body. Just pushes his opponent in McFarlane out of the road. And it was a push in the chest. Bit of holding on the jumper, but that is a very good chest mark in a really dangerous position. That's a good kick because it's 20 metres out from goal. If you're kicking much deeper than that, it's easier for the spoil to go through and concede it behind.
Brisbane Lions have been inside their 450 twice. Brown has taken 2 marks, 2 goals.
Well, look, you don't want to keep getting caught. While he's on top, yeah, you keep going through the line there, but as soon as they know the Fremantle's going there, you'd expect that Grover or someone else to be the third man in, maybe Johnson, who's down there at the moment too.
Beautifully trapped by Sandilands, the bouncing ball, then gets the clearance. It's a mark by Staker, who started well.
Geez, but he was good last year, Staker.
7th in the best and fairest. Beams to Hanley. Now Richards caught at the back, but it might run for him. He's clear. He had more time. He had a lot more time. He knows it.
He had plenty of time. Palmer actually went to ground, which was his direct opponent.
I love that, though. I love seeing Rich in the forward line as a push-up midfielder. Because the one thing, all right, you can come out of half-back and kick it to the wing. If he anywhere forward or centre just outside 50, normally he's not a better kick than that. Didn't have enough time. I thought he didn't have enough time. I'd like to see him kick goals. 2 a game is a good return. Here he is again.
He may get another chance. Tony. We've got some numbers here, Brisbane. Leicester. Still in play. Mundy. A little bit underdone, but coming off his best and fairest season. Subban hugging the boundary. 2-on-1 the Lions. And the percentage play was out of bounds.
And this is here, have a look at Daniel Rich here. Now, that's the big mistake. Palmer's gone to ground. Now, Rich has got a lot of space, which happens with the youngsters. You just haven't got the composure to assess the situation. Probably could have taken another 3 or 4 steps.
As a whistle as Palmer.
Just downfield where the ball was kicked from, Chris. Just where it was kicked from against Mitch Clark.
Okay, we got the umpire's direction there against Mitch Clark, so it's going to go back to where the kick was taken on the wing.
I think we were chatting pre-game about hairdo, Shorey.
Wow.
So just let that one go. Just have a look at just behind the ball and just throws the feet to the ground. It's high contact.
It's just his mind's not on the game.
No, you've got to be better than that. Yeah. That wasn't a really aggressive bump anyway, so just keep control.
Black the switch to Patfull. Now further wider is Buick. Now he's got a runner. Buick's kick has got a little bit too much on it. It was intended for Beams. How's that for pace? Ran straight past Broughton. He's going to get it back. Beams, clever.
Well, that puts his teammate under pressure. See if he's good enough. Well done.
Buick kept it in. Now Brown's got a big 2 here. In front, Grover. Balance. Got it back to Duffield on the switch. He ran back into play. And he spotted that Walters was a chance. Patfull with courage. Terrific mark.
Well, he didn't take his eyes off the ball at all and just took a very good mark.
And he spots Beams right on the 50. It's a purple patch of 3 minutes for Beams.
You play Beams. One of fantastic on this wing. Just the awareness of know how to handball out into space. Now, his brother likes to have a shot outside 50. Sometimes they just get it. He's a good timer of the ball at times. But I just said Jonathan Brown, you saw Grover helping out McFarlane. So maybe they've got to go to different options in the next 5 minutes, Brisbane.
One of 3 debutants for the Lions. We've already seen Pitt kick a goal for the Dockers in his first game and his second kick. This is his first kick in league football. He's had 3 handballs.
Oh, good roost.
Just outside 50.
Good roost.
He joins the club.
And you see his teammates come from everywhere to get over to him. That's fantastic. Gets his first goal in league football, then goes, has a sit on the pine, which is probably not real good, but he'll be very happy with that. Just been injected into the game, had 3 quick touches, and then after a very good mark from Joel Patfull, Dane Beams has converted from outside 50. So a good start, good reply of the Brisbane Lions after their first goal. Fremantle bounced back, but once again the Lions have replied.
Great start for Clay Beams.
How many are in that group, Matty?
I'm just trying to find out, Tony, so just give me a couple of seconds.
Oh, I thought you were better than that.
Yeah, just, you know.
Look, the one thing I liked about Clay Beams, and I talked about his brother at Collingwood, he had enormous confidence that he was going to make the distance.
Yeah. And got to a dangerous spot.
Oh.
So Lions in front by 6 points, courtesy of that goal. Leuenberger put Black under pressure. Lower read it well. Not enough time for Black.
Have a look here. This is what set up the goal.
Great
Joel
courage.
Patfull did not take his eye off the ball at all. Great courage.
Leuenberger. Chance here for Palmer. Pavlich within range, around the corner to tie it up with his first goal of the year. Touched on the line by Adcock.
Just in the nick of time. Jed Adcock got the hand onto it.
Touch. Oh, what the umpire here said, the boundary umpire has said he touched the ball first, maybe a second grab went over the boundary line, so it's a throw-in.
Yeah. Well, if he's right, it's a very good call.
Gee.
Just a slight juggle in the hand, I would have thought. Didn't seem to be a massive juggle, but the boundary umpire was in the prime
Oh, let's
position.
have a look.
At that
Did
one.
he first grab, second? No, he was right there. He was right. He didn't take it cleanly, so that second one's over the boundary. Well done to the umpire. Well done to our cameraman.
Redden trying to keep it in. Now Brown backs back, but he's in bad position. McFarlane just spilt it. And it goes out of bounds.
Jonathan Brown just pushing up towards centre half forward.
Yeah, Duffield's dropped off for Fremantle now. He's the player trying to get that loose man and fill that gap in front of Jonathan Brown. Good luck.
Back in the middle. McPhee just slipped it across nicely. Dockers go forward. Pavlich couldn't take it. Walters is dangerous in this situation.
Oh, well done.
Superb attack on the football by Adcock. Wanted it more. Black through the middle. Pressure here, though, for Stiller. Was equal to the task. Adcock kept going. Brisbane looking good, except the kick's a poor one. Brown went one way, the footy went the other.
Yeah, not a good kick, but some good work as the ball was going into the forward 50 for the Fremantle Dockers. Staker left his man to go over and be the third man up and spoil the ball from Matthew Pavlich. So good work. Staker is the #1 ranked, or last season he was at least, for the Brisbane Lions on those intercepts from opposition kicks.
Approaching halfway mark of the first quarter. It's a 5-point margin to the home team. And here's Leuenberger trying to do something about that and perhaps increase it. Redden. Well, it's Polkinghorne. He ran himself into trouble, but throws it on the left boot. Oh, and kicks an absolute belter.
Well, that was a fantastic goal from young Polkinghorne. Started on the interchange bench, but had a very impressive season last year. To Matty Leuenberger, just found him there. Once again, though, Fremantle Dockers players went to ground and were out of the contest. There was 2 players that had gone to ground. Just allowed Polkinghorne those extra couple of steps to straighten up, and a very good kick on his left foot. And that's a very nice goal. The Brisbane Lions stretched the lead out to 11 points.
Three in a row for the Brisbane Lions. Let's go to Lee on the boundary.
Jonathan Brown comes for his first rest for the year, comes off and has a spell, but the forward line for the Brisbane Lions very, very small now.
Clark has gone forward, and here's Black. Wider to Stiller. Here's Clark on the lead. And McFarlane did enough just to force it out. Son Black just started to work into the game with 6 disposals.
I tell you what, the Brisbane Lions last year, contested possessions were very ordinary, and they are dominating at the moment. So not great signs for Fremantle. This is an area where Brisbane Lions had to improve, and it's happening right now.
Rich was trying to get on the back of the flick over from Leuenberger, and they're both involved in the tackle there on 5.
Nearly one-on-one all around the ground. The side's not dropping off to play zone football. So one-on-one, this is a good contest at the moment.
Well, that's a free kick.
That's a block.
Against Pavlich.
Yep.
Pavlich did identify that Polkinghorne was going to be the third up jumper and just put a block in front.
Well, he's just going to hit it as long as he can, Polkinghorne. He kicked a big one on the left, and there's one on the right, and he got a bad bounce.
Here the interpretation of the one-on-one contest in the goal square. The umpire just saying to the Fremantle Dockers defender that he did engage the Lions forward first, so no free kick. Here's what they were talking about here in that contest. Mitch Clark just pushing McFarlane out of the road.
I think that's holding the man. You've got to let someone run at the contest.
I thought McFarlane was pretty unlucky there.
I think he was a bit stiff.
That's a good take. Now that's Redden, who finished high up in the Brisbane Lions best and fairest, top 5.
Well, I think he and Polkinghorne and Banfield were the leading lights of the youngsters probably last year.
Here's Clay Beams again. If I'm Clay Beams, I say, OK, I've kicked one from outside on a fair angle. Now I'm on about... you just go again. You go again and say, hey, 2 kicks in a row. How many are in that club, Matty? He's had another kick.
Google.
I'll get to that. There's not that many. Beams for number 2.
Oh, boy. Hit it well.
He did hit it well.
Just for a second, we were about to dive into the books there, Tony.
Just looking at the zone of the Brisbane Lions. There's Sandylands.
I mean, there's no one inside their forward line.
Not at all.
They've just dropped one back now. Actually, Bradley's dropped into some space and Merritt's finally picked it up. But a lot of numbers back for the Dockers because they're under siege here at the moment. Brisbane are doing well to keep the ball in their forward 50.
Well, that's spot on there, Matty. I think that's where Fremantle are falling down. Just getting the effective possessions out of their back line at the moment. Hitting targets across half back and then run it through the midfield. Just really struggling to get that link player.
Rich tried to get it over to O'Brien. Here's Rich again. Now he finally got it to O'Brien. Polkinghorn's looking dangerous at the moment. To the top of the square. They're peppering the goals at the moment. 4-4-2-2.
Got to make it count because it just like the premiers at the moment, the fact of having the ball inside your 50 for a long period of time, I think 15 minutes more than anybody, if you keep building that, you will score sooner or later. So they've got to keep it in now. They don't want to get a score against the trend. It's not going to happen now. Shocking kick.
They just pulled the ears off that one.
Really what?
And that's
Michael Johnson.
over the line.
Not his best kick. He's much more reliable than that. So young Jack Redden.
Once again, every player on the ground in the forward half for the Brisbane Lions.
Michael Voss won't mind that at all, will he?
He's happy with that because they're actually working well in congestion at the moment. But you need plenty of movement from the Lions forwards. Just can't be stationary now.
Well, we saw Polkinghorn with that long left boot, and he does kick it a long way.
Well, he was on the 50-metre arc just before, so he's saying, oh, I'm going to have another dip here.
He's confident he can get the distance. 53 metres. It's a big roost. Is it straight? No.
That's a couple of rows back. That is a very big kick. So the Lions boys at the moment, they are flushing their kicks at goal. They're getting the distance, but spot on. They've had 9 shots to 4. They can't blow this opportunity at the moment.
Their zone setup's fantastic at the moment. Fremantle cannot find a way through, so they kick out long. Every zone loves that.
Johnson almost took the mark. Fife, clever tap from Mundy. Beautiful work to Pavlich, but this is where they might struggle with numbers. Out comes Merritt.
And this is where they're falling down through the middle of the ground. Kicks off half-back, aren't hitting targets.
And a quick switch by the Lions. They're looking dangerous here. Clark coming. Going back was McFarlane. Probably should have done better there, the Dockers. It was 2-on-1.
Yeah, 2-on-1. They were lucky to get away with that one. The kick wasn't real good. Jonathan Brown back on the ground. And he's just telling Mitch Clark to stay out of the road at the moment. Stay up on the forward 50.
Leuenberger down in front. Here is Clark. Slapped back by McPhee. A wall of Lions. Duffield looked up and couldn't go anywhere. We'll have a bounce.
So we talked about Leuenberger up against Sandylands. I think he's got the better of it at the moment. Got to keep this up.
Well, he's been used around the grounds.
He's running around, running a lot better, covering the ground more than what Sandylands is at the moment.
Polkinghorn started on the bench. He's kicked 1 goal 3.
Oh, here's another free kick to Leuenberger again. So
that's a big win, Shorey.
Rockcliffe wants to run past. Leuenberger thinks about Rich. Now, Rich could get home from there, but he spots Rockcliffe in the corner.
Oh, he's got great beams now.
Go back again, so another one.
As you've called, he's no chance to give this one off. He's kicking the ball very well. He's let you down, Shorey.
And he still
what happens, sir.
has made the error.
Again.
He'll have a shot next time. Now, what can the Dockers do here to make the Lions pay? Mundy's going backwards.
Well, this I don't think it's quite a defensive press.
No,
but your zone, the one-on-one contest that they've got across the back half, sure, he's been very good with their pressure.
McFarlane to Grover, just keeps it in, now by hand. In some space. The Dockers did well there, they worked it out.
This is the one.
Lower, told to play on, drives it low. Beautiful kick. Oh, Sandilands just made a meal of it.
Just out of sorts a little bit. He's dropped a couple of marks now, Aaron Sandilands.
Mundy, did he get hands to that? Black to Merritt. Banfield He can't get into the game as well. Broughton. Merritt's got to go back. Spoil came from McGrath, picked up by Hill, drives it forward. A bounce here for Fremantle could be good. Staker cuts back and Adcock ran out of room.
Well, just a bit of a fumble there. I think it was the handball was probably a little overcooked. But they're getting big numbers back defensively, working very hard at the moment, the Lions.
Walters, McGrath with him. McPhee on McGrath. Numbers around the ball black. Now he couldn't get hands off to Staker. Sandilands again. Rains dived in. Five fishes it out. But there's no one there for Fremantle. First two at Redden.
Gee, Aaron Sandilands just fumbling at the moment. I know it's a long way down for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, he looks very rusty.
Just to turn things around, he needs to take a mark in the forward 50 just to apply the pressure on Leuenberger and Clark.
I'm with you. Put him to the square for 5 minutes and just try and get some direction in your game.
Well, he just won the clearance. Almost got it to Bradley. Clearing kick. First to it. Leicester. Fumble from Beams. But recovered. Then fumbled again. Got up with a tackle. Certainly in everything in his first quarter, isn't he? Merritt.
Oh, gee,
You must have had a word with him over summer, Tony.
well, he looks a lot fitter. Looks like he's lost weight, matter of fact.
Rockcliffe spots a man in the middle. Adcock wants to play on. He's got two players out wide. And that's a beautiful kick to Patville. Redden could be a 1-2. Redden decides no, I'll go alone. Good tackle, Fife. Brown there. Black.
Oh, smart play.
And Rains launches long, but no one home for Brisbane.
They bring Rain actually with that very high kick. But what about Simon Black's
Smart
ability to assess the situation and identify actually where there was a spare Brisbane Lions player and find him?
Stephen Hill uses the ball well. It's a perfect kick to Walters.
Sandilands going to the goal square.
Main might not be required, Sandilands. Main is a very good kick.
They're not overly deep pockets here, so you do get a fair view of the goal face from the boundary lines. And he looks fairly confident that he's going to line this one up, Chris Main.
He definitely kicked one, boys, in the warm-up. I stood the mark, actually, so straight over my head, Chris Main.
16 goals last season. Not to beat Colby.
I'll tell you what,
A little bit of woodwork.
there was no better mark standard than Lee Colbert in the competition.
Shorey, Simon Black here.
Now look at that. That's, you know what that is? I reckon that's a basketballer playing the game of football. Just understanding of what's around him. I didn't mean that, Lee.
You're right.
Well, a little fumble there on the kick to himself from McGrath. Puts himself under pressure. Merritt in good position. Didn't take it. Subin drives it back in. They're lurking here, the Dockers. Main again. Hands off to McPhee. McPhee a chance for a goal off the side of the boot. We hit one post, and now we hit the other.
They certainly haven't had the ball up there too often in the last 10 minutes of play. The Fremantle Dockers, they need to convert one opportunity here. Inside 50s are 13 apiece, but it's been a pretty quiet 5-10 minute period for them.
Adcock not sure where to go. Sandilands is there. And everybody misses it.
Well, that's a good get out for Brisbane. I think you'll see a lot more now with these zones. Everybody pushing up this frontal pressure. Get someone to block the bloke on the mark on the 10-metre square. Get another 15 metres. And if you get a stop play like this out in the wing, that's exactly what you need.
Good attack on the ball by McPhee. It was first to it. He wanted it the most. Subin measures the pass. It's a good one. And Nick Lowe will have a shot for goal for his trying to kick his first goal for his new club.
And first goal in league football, I think, for memory, Matty Campbell. Don't think he kicked any for Port Adelaide.
Good Lord.
Kicked 3 goals, 6 for Norwood last year.
Oh, this is a night of first, isn't it?
No, I just made that bit up. But
Did you?
I don't think he didn't kick one for Port Adelaide, I'm pretty sure.
The Redlegs cheer squad are on the phone straight away. But here he goes. We've seen Beams kick the first goal. Pitt now lower. But it's an important one for the Dockers. He's inside 50. He's missed. And that's 3 behinds in a row, Fremantle. So you get the feeling Brisbane probably want the siren to go pretty quick.
Yeah, no doubt.
So,
Yeah, and sort of go in with that 2-goal lead, which it is at the moment. Hanley. Short to Merritt. And then Fife works the mark.
Starting to really improve as a player. Pierce Hanley as well.
Merritt up and under. It's McFarlane against Leuenberger. And just crumbing it, or in the right spot was Tommy Rockcliffe.
I thought the umpire was going to say that was intentional then, but well done. Now all the Brisbane Lions players, you're right, Matty, they're just saying, OK, let's finish this quarter off now, a minute and a half. Maybe get a couple of numbers behind the play, which they've got a few loose men.
Yeah, they've got two.
Yep.
Sandilands.
Now, which way they're going to pay that? That's a difficult one. Both ruckmen always look around.
I like that tap, though, from Sandilands, who no doubt he spoke to Stephen Hill before, and Hill was just running up the boundary line. Got to use your height and get some 30 metres on it sometimes if there's space in front of the contest.
So he's going to go ahead in the main direction. Staker has to wait. It falls over the back. No one there for either side.
Just snuck over the back.
Don't want a goal here, Brisbane.
Fife didn't get the right bounce.
Oh, here's Sandilands. Now, no doubt he's spoken here to Stephen Hill. See, you can just see in there starting to run on the outside of the Brisbane players.
Just ran into
that
space.
Was a set play.
Bradley and Leuenberger this time. Palmer did well, did extremely well, got it to Hill, kept it alive. Redden trying to get boot to ball. It falls for Bradley, throws it on the boot. A miss by Padful, a chance for Mundy.
That hurts.
And that's the goal we're talking about. They got it, the Dockers, well timed.
Inside the last minute of the first quarter, and that is something the Brisbane Lions didn't want to concede. The last few minutes, they've conceded a few inside 50s and some behinds, but this was one of those just kicks out of a pack. Kepler Bradley's been a very useful player over the time, and Joel Patford will be disappointed with that one. Led over the back, which is one thing, just hit him on top of the head and rolled towards the goal square. And a handy finish by Mundy. That's a very nice goal.
We just saw on the replay, that's a very good goal, wasn't it? I mean,
well, is that someone without a left side at all?
But that's a clever kick. They didn't have a lot of time there.
Nah. Oh, that's the goal they didn't want. I don't think Michael Voss would be ropeable about that. Dominating probably 2/3 of this quarter in general play.
Unless they can pinch one back here, but Bradley gets a hand to it to stop that happening. Walters, handball back, take by Palmer. Subin on his wrong boot. Can the Dockers, they've got 36 seconds to get another one and tie it up. Here's Lower.
Well, they've got players free. Need to get it deep quickly.
He's just going to hit it high and hope McPhee or Crowley. Again, it goes over the back, and again, no one there. Chance for Walters. McGrath with him.
Now, Aaron Sandilands here. This is dangerous. 14 seconds on the clock. Both coaches on the boundary line. Harvey saying push up and get in that zone position, I would think. But Sandilands here, set play, see what happens.
Clear the congestion, you think, Shorey?
There it is. Bang.
He almost took it himself. Falls to Leuenberger under pressure. Quick hands from Redden to Rockcliffe. You see that for a few years at the Lions. Redden and Rockcliffe combining. Siren sounded. It was touched. Main's kick will be after the siren. So there'll be no score there from him. So quarter time here at the Gabba. And it's a pretty entertaining game. Lots of open play. And we see the scoreline. The Lions 4-5-29. They lead by 6 points over the Dockers 3-5-23.